are tens of thousands of skins, badges, and items in Apex, including some ridiculously rare ones that only the biggest of sweats and grinders could have, or ones that are limited only to the OGs, pro players, or developers. But the rarest item in the entire game is open and available to everyone, yet only one person owns it. So let's go find out why, how he got it, and see how close you guys are to having it.
I ain't slept in months, y'all. I so red I can't see what's real. Roll me up a blunt.
So what is this item, the rarest item in Apex that only one player owns? Well, before I tell you exactly what it is, I can tell you it took him a year and a half and 5 seasons of grinding to unlock, 3,000 plus hours of game time, 50,000 plus kills, and 16,700 games of Apex played. It is, drumroll, a universal banner frame. Yes, a banner frame called Weapon Master. And I don't know about you, but I don't think it looks that great. But in order to unlock this item, you have to complete every single weapon mastery, weapon and challenge in the game, which means you have to get every single weapon, all 29 of them, care package weapons like the Kraber included, up to level 100, and then complete the 5 unique challenges for each weapon. The only player to own, having just unlocked this a couple of days ago, is Ubeans. As you would expect, he's an Apex Predator and also the #2 Mad Maggie in the world for kills. And we're about to talk to him and go over everything that this involves, from the hardest challenges to the easiest challenges, to the challenges that were literally broken and the secret ways he had to find to do them, ask him which challenges were so hard that he had to cheat them, and of course, find out from him if the grind was worth it. But first, giveaway time. To celebrate, well, all of this, I'm giving away 100 Apex packs. All you have to do to enter is be a sub here and go to the tweet that'll be in the comments and description somewhere, follow Beans on his socials, and bam, you can win. It's that simple. But quickly, today's sponsor, Dubbing AI. Have you ever wanted to sound like your favorite Apex legend? Maybe to troll or prank your friends? Well, now you can. With just the click of a button, you can sound like one of thousands and thousands of characters across so many different games, including all the Apex legend characters. From everyone's favorite, Lifeline,
Last one down, and a boom boom.
Or maybe Watson. Fence them in, fence them out.
the fun you could have with this is unlimited, and look at the thousands of voices you can choose from. Knocking? Do you guys hear that knocking? That's the soundboard. Dubbing AI also has a soundboard, so you control your friends, maybe your viewers, and so much more. So click the link in the description or the pinned comment below and start trolling your friends or becoming your favorite characters. And now let's talk to the man himself, the only player in the world with this item, Mr. Beans. All right, well, first question. How long has it taken you, honestly? From like start when it first came out and you decided to grind it, how long has it taken you to finish?
Well, I started in season 17. It's now season 22, so I guess about 5.5 seasons, but I've been dedicated to it since season 19. So I think it would have taken about a year, but it's taken me like a year and a half of just grinding.
So it's taken basically 5 seasons in a year and a half. That's actually crazy. How many hours do you reckon you would have put in during that time?
I'd say I put in about 6 hours a day average. So for about a year and a half, yeah, that'd be, close to 3,000 hours?
That's actually crazy. I think that's what they said when it was first released as well. If I remember correctly, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they said, one of the devs was like, it's going to take about 100 hours per gun to max.
Yep. I feel like it might have actually been closer to 2,500 because some game modes were a lot more productive, like revival and solos and that. So you could effectively make a lot more XP in a shorter time.
Is that just because you were getting like more damage, more kills faster and stuff? So you were getting like the bonuses for that faster?
Yeah, definitely. You get like a lot more for kills and, dropping like 10, 20 kills every single game in revival. It makes it so much quicker.
Well, talking about XP, I know it's about 425,000 XP to go from level 1 to 100 on a weapon, but how much do you get for doing individual things in a game?
Well, in trios, I believe if you get one headshot, it's 5 points. A kill is 70, but the further you go with getting kills, like if you get 1 kill, you'll get 70. If you get 3, you'll be on 180. So I think it slows down throughout the game.
Okay, that's interesting.
And I don't believe damage is a lot, but holding it, you get 90 per minute, so the most effective way.
Every time I hear that, it just seems so like counterproductive. The best way to get XP is to run with your gun out. It just seems so stupid.
100%. That's why no one does it.
So basically, in other words, you ran around with your gun out for 5 seasons?
Yep.
Quickly, to put that in perspective, if you only ratted and held your gun out the entire time, aka the best way to get weapon XP, it would take you almost 5,000 minutes, 4,722 minutes to get a max level gun. That's 78 hours or 3.3 days, and doesn't include the time it loads into a game, the time to find a weapon. That's absolutely ridiculous. What is your... So there were 29 guns in Apex, so in order to get the full weapon mastery, the max weapon mastery, you'd have to get, at absolute minimum, 2,900 weapon mastery score. What is your weapon mastery score out of interest overall?
So I finished at 2914, I believe, because I had a few guns that were a little bit higher, that either 101 or 102. And that's because in ranked, I wasn't really doing this grind, so I was abusing the meta guns no matter what, even if they were level 100. And some of the challenges would take a little bit longer, so getting to 101 was, yeah,
it kind of had to happen. Yeah, no, I get that. I get that, because of course when you hit level 100 you unlock another challenge you have to complete in order to get the weapon mastery, you know, the mana, etc. Yep. It's actually crazy to think, like, I play this game a lot and I'm only at 1,825 weapon mastery. It's actually crazy to think about.
Yeah, but you definitely don't waste your time running with your gun out.
What about game modes? Which is the best to get XP in? Obviously, there's the normal ones like trios and duos, then there's the mixtapes, or even the special event ones that came out, like 3 strikes.
Well, it largely depends on what gun you're using. If you're using a really good gun, like let's say the L-Star, you'd want to get in on the action as much as you can. So a game mode like Revival, being like fast-paced in that, that's significantly quicker to, you know, gain XP.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But if you did just want to chill, you do gain a fair amount just playing normal trios, just holding your gun out. But, you know, if you really want to have higher chances at getting like 3,000 XP a game, like triple what you'd get in trios or double, yeah, your best bet is definitely Revival. And solos used to be really good for it too, back when it was around.
So basically just any game mode that has a lot of action where you can, you know, shoot a lot of people and get a lot of kills, all that kind of stuff. And the game goes on for a long time as well.
Yep. There is also a bit of a common misconception about mixtape being really optimal for gun grinding. You can get a lot more kills, but for some reason you don't get nearly as much XP. Unless you're dropping like 30 kills a game, which you're not.
Because I believe you get less XP for holding your gun out, is that correct?
Yeah, significantly less, and you get less for kills, less for damage, everything. It's better if you're trying to grind one care package gun. Like if you were just doing Kraber or just doing Bocek, it's quicker because it's more, yeah.
How many games did you have in season 17 and then how many in 18, 19, etc.?
I could say it's pretty much like an average of 3k per season. So season 17 I had 2.5k, season 18 I had 3,600, season 19 3,300, season 20 3,000, season 21 close to 3,000, and this season I'm on about 1,300. Yeah, so in that time, I've also gotten 50,000 kills.
So 50,000 kills across, what, 5 seasons? So about 10,000 a season? That's pretty good, honestly. That's a good grind, still.
Yeah, that's definitely added a lot to it, not just the game time.
Okay, well, looking at, like, all the guns, what were, say, the 5 easiest guns to level up and do all the challenges for?
For some reason, some of the much better guns in the game actually had really easy challenges. So they were really easy to get to level 100 just by, you know, getting plenty of kills with them. And then having easy challenges like the car, for example. Alternator 2, nearly every challenge that both of them have are ridiculously easy to the point where you probably won't even know that you're doing them.
Hey, you just get it by just playing the game normally?
Yep, 100%. Along with the shotguns too. A few of them did have some tricky challenges, but, you know, you've got plenty of time in mixtape to do them.
Yeah, that's fair. So the easiest guns are largely just like the alternator, the car, and the shotguns, you'd say? Maybe the R301 as well? I think the R301 was really easy from memory.
The R301 had one kind of difficult challenge, which relied a lot on just chance. It was shooting people out of the zone. You had to kill an enemy outside of it, which you can't really do much to force that one to happen, but luckily it's only a level 40 challenge, so by the time you're close to level 100, you'll probably have done it anyway.
Alright, well, looking on the other end of the spectrum then, what were the hardest guns to level up? Not because, you know, they're not very good guns, so they, you know, they're not fun to use, But what guns were the hardest because of the challenges that came with them?
The snipers are insanely hard to do the challenges on. I don't know why, but yeah, no, like nearly every challenge they've got is just ridiculously hard.
What are some of the hard ones?
Well, the level 100 charge rifle challenge is to down and finish off 2 enemies from 200 meters away in one match. It's kind of hard to like be so far away and still knock people with what's probably the worst gun in the game.
Yeah, I mean, before they changed the charge rifle, that would have been fine. But ever since they changed it, that's horrendous. That'd be so annoying.
Yeah, 100%. Even if you're that good that you can knock someone from that range, which you obviously might find it a bit easier with the the big headshot. Most people have a knockdown, and if they're 200 meters away, they've got plenty of time to get to cover before you shoot them like another 3-4 times.
Yeah, especially with like Newcastle and stuff being played so much these days as well. It's nothing you can do and they're just going to get rezzed. I actually heard the longbow has a ridiculous challenge as well, if I'm not wrong.
So, low-key, I might have been ratting in mixtape next to care packages. I found the method of doing it is they have to open the care pack and take something from it.
So they actually have to take something.
I believe they do. I'm pretty sure that's how it's actually counted. I think Respawn's made it so the way that they can tell a care pack has been opened is if a gun gets picked up or something like that. It's not that hard because a longbow is still, it can be used at close range, I guess, especially if you sneak up on someone, but it's a pain in the ass having to...
I mean, only having the 5 seconds or so after they open it to kill them as well can be a bit annoying. Are you able to use like a different gun to get them low and then just finish them with the longbow? Is that able to be done that way?
No. Based on what I've realized, if they either don't have their shield on or one of your own teammates shoots them, it doesn't count. I believe you have to do 100% of the damage to them. I might be wrong about that though.
That's actually crazy. Are there any other guns that were like crazy hard to do? Crazy hard, silly challenges?
Well, there was another longbow one. The level 80 challenge. Down an enemy with the longbow within 15 seconds of the target respawning from a dropship.
That's just so situational.
Yeah, 100%. It's kind of hard to like be in that situation, and yeah, for some reason it doesn't count in pubs. From what I've noticed, it only works in mixtape, which it can be a bit of a pain, especially because the respawn ship is so high up that people can fly anywhere. But yeah, no, it's just obscene challenges.
I've heard the Spitfire's got an insane one as well.
So the challenge is to fire at least 500 bullets in a match and hit at least 51% of them, which if you were to only hit body shots, I think it was about 4,600. So it would be a bit less, obviously, if you're shooting their legs, or a bit higher if you're hitting headshots. Fortunately, there is another way to do it that I don't think Respawn was really intending on.
Ooh, what's that way? Are you able to say?
Yeah, so I got told by a friend in advance who had already finished the Spitfire that she went around and shot prowlers to do it on Storm Point. It didn't specify at any point to shoot players.
Interesting. I wonder if spiders count as well then. I'm going to assume they might. That's interesting.
Yeah, them too, sorry.
That's still a lot of damage you have to do though. It's still a lot, but I mean, it does make it a little bit easier.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So some of the challenges are ridiculously hard, and like the time it would take to complete them are ridiculous, or the devs have just made it so that it's, so ambiguously worded or just impossible to do. So were there any of these that you had to, I guess, have people help you to complete?
Well, every challenge in the game can be done, but I feel like some of them take significantly longer than others, to the point where it could take months. And I feel like that is I feel like that's a little bit irresponsible of Respawn to make a really big grind, but then make some of the challenges nearly impossible, especially for the majority of the player base. So two of the ones that I chose to not do legitimately were the Kraber level 80 challenge to down a skydiving enemy with the Kraber, and another one was the EVA 8 level 80 challenge to down at least 2 enemies with hipfire without releasing the trigger in one match. Most people thought that one was bugged because it had a lot of requirements that it didn't mention, and the Kraber one, although it could be done, it's really circumstantial, significantly harder on controller than it is on mouse and keyboard, and most people, even if they're in the sky and you've got a Kraber and even if you hit a headshot on them, The Kraber spawn so late in game that there's a good chance it's only 1 3-stack left, and they've probably got purple helmet.
Are you able to list the things with the Eva that you actually have to do? I'm just purely interested.
It says to down at least 2 enemies with hipfire without releasing the trigger in one match, which doesn't sound very hard until you realize that you have to do 100% of the damage. They cannot be weak at all. You are not allowed to shoot every single shot, so you're only allowed to shoot 7. I believe it doesn't work with a boosted loader, and the hardest part is that you need to be really close to someone with Grey Shield, and if you are talented enough to hit every shot, you have to hit the most nutty spray transfer of all time to the next guy, which is significantly harder on controller, and both of them need to be Grey Shield, and you need to hit 56 pretty much every shot, and then you have to have the willpower to stop shooting on the last shot.
Yeah, that's actually really crazy when you put it all together. It sounds so simple when you read it, but that's actually really, really hard to do. That's actually mental.
And then you have to do it 9 more times.
That's actually crazy. Were there any other challenges like that, or was it just those 2 that you had to get people to help with?
Oh, the triple take level 60 challenge is to down an enemy executing your teammate. You need to do that, I think it was 15 times. So, yeah, I can't expect my teammates to get knocked. I can't force the enemy to do a finisher right in front of me. Because I already had the triple take at level 100 and I was still on 0 for that challenge, rather than baiting my teammates for that long, I just decided to cheat it because it would be a little bit quicker.
No, that's completely fair. I mean, if you're like a solo queue player as well, that challenge is literally almost impossible to do. So I get that.
It's definitely not hard, in the slightest, but I just didn't want to spend another 2 months trying to do it.
No, I get that completely. All right, well, a lot of the Kraber challenges are really hard as well. I think there's a couple of Eva challenges that are hard. But then there are also other challenges that the devs just haven't really thought through and have completely broken. So for example, one of the Havoc challenges, you have to get kills with the Havoc with Turbocharger, but they took the Turbocharger out of the game. Then there was another challenge for the Prowler where you had to kill Prowlers with a Prowler. You had to kill 5 Prowlers in one match with a Prowler. But so many times over the past 5 or so years, there's just been no map with Prowlers in rotation, or the only map's been World's Edge where you have to go all the way over to Trials just to do it. Do you think that all the challenges and stuff for the guns have just been really bad and just haven't been thought through? Do you think the system's just not great?
I genuinely believe that the challenges were not made by someone who's played Apex before. I feel like they put it through ChatGPT because half of them just don't make sense, and they didn't go into detail on pretty much any of them. Some of them have stuff that's not included.
So what are your thoughts about the fact that they're planning to rework the entire system? So I think last time we spoke, you said that it was leaked that they're going to rework the entire system, and along with it is going to come out, I think Legend Mastery as well. Are you glad you got it done before the new system comes out? Are you kind of, I guess, a little bit disheartened by the fact that it's going to be a lot easier to do, most likely, after the update that comes out with it?
I did think that they needed to make a change with Weapon Mastery because I don't expect anyone to want to grind this, which, in this game, which doesn't have a lot of content, it was something added in that would make the game a lot more fun. And obviously I enjoy the game, so I want more people playing it and I want it to live. So I think it needed to be changed. I am really glad, though, that I finished it before it changed, so I can...
So that you can kind of always say that you've done it and you've completed it before it was changed.
Yeah, 100%. Just being...
Well, when you first joined the call earlier, you said that you were kind of a little bit lost on what to do in Apex now that you don't have a grind to go. We did just say that Legend Mastery is most likely coming out next season, or if not soon after. Have you thought about maybe grinding all the Legend Mastery stuff?
That'll definitely be my next grind if that comes out. I've got way too much of a completionist mentality where I like finishing everything, especially in stuff that I enjoy. So it would keep me on the game, it'd give me something to do in the game, and I can just do it while I'm bored.
I have a question from a couple of people in my Discord that I asked if they wanted to ask you any questions. So one of my viewers, Mr. Goat Slayer, has said, what are the easiest ways to get the single fire kill challenges for the flatline and for the hemlock? So I believe the flatline is you have to get, it's a certain amount of single fire kills from 50 meters away, and the hemlock one is just single fire kills. So the hemlock one, basically you just shoot people. Is there a certain way to do the flatline one that's easier, or is it just mixtape and just stand a long way away from people?
So I found that the easiest way to do the single fire challenges, the hemlock would have been a lot easier in trios if your teammates feed you a little bit. You know, if you just quickly ask them, hey, can I get this kill? Or if you see a player that doesn't really have a great clue of what they're doing, just switch to single fire, just take the opportunity and aim in and kill them. And the flatline challenge, because you need to be a specific range away and it's a lot harder to set up, your best bet would be playing mixtape and just staying at wherever you can that's far away enough, and then just keep spamming the trigger or the mouse for however long you can. And after enough games, I'm sure you get at least one a game. It might take a while, but yeah, it's the easiest way to do it.
Rusty has asked, what was the hardest trial to complete in your opinion? The one that had you pulling your hair out and that you absolutely hated. Was there one trial that was, sticks out to you?
I'd say the hardest one to do would be the Sentinel level 40 challenge. Down an enemy with a headshot when the target is looting a death box. It's kind of hard because most of the time people aren't going to be in a death box for very long, and the first thing they do is grab a shield. So you have to have pretty much an amped Sentinel ready at the time, and you have to knock them, hoping that they don't have enough health that a headshot will kill them, when Sentinel already isn't enough to knock someone. So you have to pretty much take advantage of someone else going for a shield swap and hit them before they grab it. And I believe you had to do that 20 times.
Oh, that's a lot of times.
Yeah.
One of the last questions, this is another one from someone in my Discord. Mr. Borthdag has asked, was the frame worth the grind?
No, not really. It's pretty cool. It looks pretty clean, and I like flexing it because the frame doesn't look that good, but it definitely looks pretty special, and I have gotten a fair bit of recognition for it. I probably would not recommend anyone else do it though, because it took a lot of grinding, and I feel like the amount of passion I had to complete all of it, if I had have put that into anything else, it would have been more beneficial. But I'm still happy I did it.
Well, talking about passion and doing other things, you yourself, for those who don't know, you're actually the number 2 Maggie in the world for kills, with almost about 60,000 kills on Maggie, I believe now? Something like that?
Getting there. 56k, hoping for 60k soon.
And you've also multi-times pred. You've been grinding pred a lot recently. I've seen on Twitter that you've been gaining insane amounts of RP now that the teamers are getting dealt with slowly. Do you have any other goals or any other ideas of what you want to do in Apex? Maybe up until the Legend Mastery stuff comes out. You just want to keep grinding ranked, kill grinding. What are your plans?
Well, I feel like kill grinding has lost its touch a bit because a lot of people are doing it. I feel like it doesn't take a lot of skill, and I wanted to take the next jump in, which was playing ranked and actually trying to achieve a higher number. So my current goal is to just hit top 100 pred, which is pretty much just PlayStation pred or like far into PC Masters. But I also plan to hopefully hit 60k by the end of the season, and I'll just be playing Maggie in pubs just as a warm-up, I guess.
Beans is honestly such a nice guy, absolutely cracked at the games. Make sure you go drop him a follow on all your socials. Big congratulations again to him for finishing Weapon Mastery. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, and I'm going to leave you with the moment he finished it.
Oh my god. Let's go, let's go. Oh my god. There's no way. Oh my god. Oh, I just skipped an animation. Wait, I gotta see real quick. Bro, that's crazy. Wait, L-Star Master? Where's the other one? No, I do. So clean. Oh my god.